at this. Couple mallards flying over. What's going on? Welcome back to today's video. Today I'm out here at this beautiful, gorgeous lake. I don't know if you can tell or not. Probably hard to see without a polarized lens, but this lake is absolutely crystal back in here. A lot of the main lake stuff is miserably, oh, it's dirty. It's chocolate milk, basically. Sorry I'm out of breath. I was rushing to get the boat loaded up or unloaded and get out here. There's a bass fishing tournament going on, and there's no boats here yet, but there will be before the night's over. There was like 30 people at the dock, and there was a cluster getting in here, so I hustled, got in the water, floored it over here, and right as I'm setting up, I could hear them blasting off, so I know they'll be in the area shortly. So we're going to try to bass fish today with some Senkos, I imagine, because I think the Wacky Rig Senko's probably going to do some work on these bass. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned, guys, and I hope you enjoy this episode of bass fishing. Unfortunately, it is going to be a little windy, so sorry about the audio. Just missed my very first fish, unfortunately, but it looked like it was probably a good 1.5, maybe pushing 2 pound. Definitely a keeper. There we go. Fish number 1. Beautiful largemouth bass. So far, I suppose I'm ahead of these tournament guys because they're still driving. And he's got a nice piercing in his lip. He's definitely taken a bait before, once or twice. Sorry about that wind noise, guys. First fish is down. Awesome bass. Probably 13, 14 incher, probably barely a keeper if he is, but it's pretty cool. Got one down. All right, 1 for 3 now. Not the best record, I'd say, but we have a fish and we've been here for 10 minutes. I'm scooting back to try to work this area again to maybe get that one of those first 2 hits again. It could have been the fish I caught, I don't know, but I'm gonna try this one more time. And it took me a second to get back over here because I went ahead and retied. You gotta retie when you're catching these bass. I'm using straight braid, and I've got, it's either 8 or 10 pound fire line on here. 8 or 10 pound fire line, so we went ahead and retied just because we don't want any issues losing any big ones. There are some big 3-4 pounders in here, so you just never know what's going to happen. So we went ahead and retied. There's one. That's insane. Gonna boat flip him. Fish number 2 is absolutely a keeper. That is probably the biggest fish I've ever caught out of this lake. Not a humongous fish, but I mean, that's for sure a keeper. I mean, look at this guy. Look at that. That is a gorgeous fish. What the heck's going on? We got another one. Gorgeous bass. Check out that hog. That's a beautiful fish. And released. Good deal. So like I said, I just came to where I could find some clean water, and it's working. Clean water seems to be the key. So we're 2 for 4 now. That ain't bad. Up to 50%. I'd really like to get a sticker for the carpet in the boat that is like a ruler or a tape measure of some sort, just so I've got an idea of what's a keeper and what's not without actually like getting a bunch of crap out. I can just set it on that sticker and know real quick. If you guys have any recommendations on boat stickers or anything like that, let me know. So for those that are curious, I'm working this bait pretty aggressively, but I'm only moving it about 2 to 3 inches at a time. So it's kind of a twitch pause motion, and when I pause it's just a split second, but the twitching motion is pretty aggressive. I'm not like slow rolling it or dragging it across the bottom. It's probably about a foot up, and right now I'm about half sight fishing, half not. So basically I'm just going to an area looking to see, hey, there's bass in the area, and then I'll start casting in there. And if I'm not seeing much, I'm just gonna roll through it. So I'm not actually seeing the fish, however I am seeing fish. And I just think, you know, if there's a couple bass here, there's probably bound to be more. There we go. Just a little, oh, he popped off. Smallest one of the day, probably a 6-7 inch bass. That could have been the bite I've had 2 or 3 times now, but that's all right, we lost him. We'll get another one. There we go. I have no idea if it's a bass or not. I don't think it is. It's a rock bass. Rock bass, what do you know? That's all right. Second species of the night. I'll take it. I really don't care what I'm catching or what I'm fishing for, because I'm not in that bass fishing tournament. So, fish number 2. How about that? Nice, pretty cool rock bass. Definitely thick. Eater size for sure if you want to keep a bunch of them. Alrighty, caught 2 largemouth off that spot. Hooked a bunch. I'm like 50% right now for fish, but not too bad. Got a couple decent ones, you know. So we're gonna move on to spot number 2 now, and hopefully we can find a few there. And if not, we'll go on to 3. I think what we're gonna do now is a little bed fishing. So we're gonna see if we can find any fish on some beds. I'm gonna go kind of back into like a little marina area that's got a bunch of docks and like a nice seawall that they hang up on. So if they're biting, we should be able to get a few out of here, but if not, we'll try another spot. All right, we're in the second spot now. It's way windier than I had expected. However, we're gonna give it a try. Probably gonna end up speed going through here just because the wind is pushing so fast. There we go. Coming right at me. And we're gonna boat flip him now. Beautiful. That was kind of cool. I actually got to see the line tighten and everything. Right off the wall. Second or third bite now, but we got one. Beautiful. Another one, and I just lost my last worm. Oh gosh. Hold on, little guy. Don't want to hit these boats. Got another one off the wall, number 2. Beautiful. These fish are fired up in here today. There we go. Another one. This one feels like a little bit better, guy. What in the heck is going on? I have no idea if all the other boats are doing as good as I am right now. But, I mean, I got a limit, so. I got a limit. Might not be the biggest fish ever, but, like, that's 5 quality fish by now. So, another awesome one off the dock there. Probably 15-incher. Beautiful. I gotta commend JON for making a good product here. Yum Dinger's a little 4-inch. I switched over to a black and actually it's like a black and blue with a blue flake, something like that, and it's working good. First fish on it, a decent one. Probably one of my bigger ones. And these fish are chewing today, that's for sure. I mean, come on now, what is going on? That's 2 in the same boat slip. Not a big one here, but still, that's ridiculous. Little guy. There we go. That was cool. Got to watch. Oh my gosh, I lost him. Got to watch the bite and everything. Dang. That's why sight fishing is so much more fun than anything else, because you can see the fish come up and you can work it to the speed that bass wants it. Because that bass was really, really slow until a couple twitches before the end. There's a nice one. Completely different fish, whole different area. Smaller, but we'll take it. So no monsters yet. Had a couple really decent fish, but I'm having an awesome time out here. We are catching some serious fish tonight. Not used to catching this many out here. Usually I get like 3 or 4, and I gotta work for them. It's not too bad tonight. I'm loving it. The wind's making it a little difficult, but otherwise, I mean, we're catching them. There we go. I actually seen this fish on the bed earlier, spooked it off, came back around. That's an awesome bass. Yes! Holy smokes. Oh, are you kidding me? Hardly even in there right now. I mean, come on now, look at this. That's a beautiful fish. Beautiful largemouth bass. And we got another one. We got to get back to steering or else we're going to crash. Biggest one of the night. That is easily a 2. I mean, he even pulled a little drag. Full eggs. His bed's over here, so I'm going to release him right here now. There he goes. Just powers right back down. His bed's on that corner, actually. So I guess it was a little bit farther away than I thought, but still an awesome fish. All right, I'm currently looking at another very, very nice fish. I'm just having trouble getting my worm to where I need it to be, because I don't want to hit this boat. And I don't also want to catch that string either. That's a beautiful cast right there. There he is. Awesome fish. Yeah, there we go. Holy smackers. Thank you. Yeah. Absolutely. What the heck is going on? I'm working on a 10-pound bag right now, which is pretty cool because I'm on a public lake that gets a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. Another beautiful fish. We got him, we sight fished him out, so we're gonna release him now. Beautiful. Awesome. I'm gonna take a second to retie again. One awesome thing about bed fishing, and something you really need to consider if you do it, unlike these tournament guys, I'm able to put that bass right back on its bed, so it's not too big of a deal for me to catch them, but you definitely don't want to catch them off their bed and then take them miles away, because it's just going to alter everything. They're never going to make it back here. Really? I just skipped all the way under the dock for that little thing? There's definitely fish under there, but you are not very big. Where's your grandpa or something? Jeez, that's a hog. Said it once, I'll say it again. I like fishing Senkos because you still get that action of that little 4-inch fish, but at the same time you can catch 4, 5, 6 pounders on these things, and I love it. I just like keeping busy. That's the best part. All right, that spot turned out to be quite incredible, so we're going to try a third spot. We kind of fished through there and ran out of real estate, so we're moving on. We started to get super, super weeded up, and there weren't very many fish, I would assume. It's pretty, even if there were fish, they'd be like choked out, so we're going to go on to spot number 3 and maybe end the night there, but we'll see what happens. There we go. That's a nice one. First one I've actually like full on hooked over here. Had a couple bites. Wow, that one is fat. Be a good tournament fish. I'm telling you, I got at least 10 pounds for the day. Sometime maybe I'll come out here and weigh them, or maybe I'll enter a tournament sometime. It's just kind of hard to do tournaments with a little JON boat because you don't have any live wells. That's probably pushing 14. Definitely a thick one though. I mean, look at the belly on that guy. That's ridiculous. Another fish. There we go. Feels like a good one. Kind of came out from under that dock there. Another awesome bass. Goodness, this is the best day of bass fishing I've ever had out here. Hands down. We got another one. Check that one out. Not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. That's why you always got to throw next to docks or under them. Spot number number 3, not too bad. Had like 3 bites and connected with 2, which isn't too bad. So I think we're gonna move on to start working our way back, and we're gonna stop at a few places. So you may see some footage, you may not, but either way, we're gonna start heading back now. There's a few fish that I've seen bedded down before, but I haven't been able to connect with them, so I'm gonna go try those, and then skedaddle. So let's get heading back. There we go. Sure is cool to throw your worm in there and watch it get eaten. First one out of the canal on the way back. Throw him back real quick. It's a beautiful fish. It's a spotted bass. Got a rough spot in the back of his tongue. Beautiful. Alright, we got one out of this canal. So we got one out of this canal. I was trying for, it's like a 3 or 4 pounder that's bedded, and I just cannot get him to bite. We gave it a shot, but we're gonna head back now. So we'll see you at the boat ramp.